Yeah, hello. So I did this video before now, but I made some mistakes. Not really mistakes too, but I felt it'd be better if I just did it afresh. So here goes nothing. This is an attempt to deploy a contract on the Eclipse testnet, so you can interact with the contract and basically just play around with it. The first step is my first requirement is that you should have a Mac because I'm using the Mac and I don't want to start looking for commands, similar commands on Windows. They could be similar. You could Google it. It's not impossible, but yeah, just have a Mac, please. Thank you. So the second thing is the first thing first, we want to turn on, we want to turn up terminal, open up the terminal, right? So go to full screen and increase the font size. The last video was about 30 minutes or more. I would want to breeze through this. So the first one, we want to copy this. You can just click this icon at the end here, copy. We paste it into our terminal. This should download Rust to our system. I already have Rust, so the process should be faster for me. Okay, so it asks you to these three options. Just type one, just press one and press enter. It should download and set it to the path. The next thing, you want to confirm that you have Rust installed. Rust C. So here I have it installed. In your case, since you're installing it for the first time, Rust might not be available, so you want to press Command Q, close the terminal, open it again, and then type this command. It should show up. So the first time I downloaded it, it did not show up for me, but you have to close your terminal and open it again. Same thing as cargo. We want to also check the cargo version, and it's there 1.75. They're both the same. Nice. Then we want to download Node.js. Downloading Node.js is straightforward. You just go to the Node.js website, follow this link. So this is to the Node.js website. Click on Mac installer. If you're on Windows, click Windows, and just like that. So Node.js installer, it should start downloading. I don't need to download it again. Just follow your normal installation process like you would install any program, and that should be fine. If you're successful with your run, what you can do is you can just come here and type node version, and you should see the version here. Now, just to mention also, if you don't have administrative privileges for your system, you might not be able to install programs. You want to do sudo something like this. So you want to add sudo before you type your command, and then do this. It will ask you for your system password, for the account password, so then it will work. So these are some of the things I neglected in the first video, which I felt should be important to add to the beginning of this one. The next step is to install Solana, right? So we want to copy this guy, come here, just paste it, piece of cake, click enter, and I should download this in a few seconds. It might take time for you. I already have it on my system, so possibly it just checks, and so you see install is up to date, so it doesn't need to download the new stuff. The next one is to set the Solana configuration to the Eclipse network instead of the local Solana cluster. So we want to copy this guy here, copy it, click this button, copy, paste, boom. So you see it sets the RPC URL, the WebSocket, and everything. Commitment confirmed. So that's fine. Now I want to generate a new keygen, a new key. So you see that this is also one of the issues I had in the first video. If I paste this, so it says refusing to overwrite this without the false flag. So if you want to do this multiple times, you would have to add false. Like that's like the quickest fix. You probably want to add false to it, or you go to this part, right? You go to this part, you extract this file, right? So you go to this part. So in my case, I'll go to users, Peter Steve, config, Solana, id.json, and remove this file from here. I don't know the implication of doing this now, but I would say just use false. So we want to do the same thing and add the false flag, right? So false, meaning that override this existing key or wallet. right? So it wants to generate a new wallet. It wants you to add a passphrase. I'll just add 1 to 0. It doesn't matter. And it has generated a new one. So you can see the same place, id.json, the same one that was mentioned here. So if you could have gone there and maybe remove this file, and you should probably have success with that. But the issue I had was that when I defined a new file for it, instead of overwriting this one, when it was time for me to deploy and run the program, it used my existing wallet instead of the new wallet I just created. So you probably do not want that. So now we want to copy this guy. This is our contract. This is our wallet address. We copy it. I have this little file here where I just pasted and kept it. So we can just keep the wallet address here. So I'm just call it wallets address. Next step is to get Sepolia ETH tokens. So the way to get this, I assume you're already familiar with this, but if you're not, you want to go to Alchemy faucets, paste your wallet address, and the faucet will drip some ETH to your address. Also, I would say create a new address in MetaMask. Create a new address in MetaMask. So I have this address that I use for it, but create a new address, a new account. So I have like 2 accounts here. I created a test account for this process. So you want to create this, then go to account details, show private key for this account. You type your password, you review the private key. So I already have my private key here. It's not a big deal. So this is a private key for my account. If you want to copy it and hijack all my Sepolia tokens, that's fine. Okay, so that's the private key for my account where I want to send money from. So this is like simple. You can just do this, follow this, and do it. So to deposit, once you've acquired the token, this script allows you to deposit ETH to the testnet network. So you want to get your private key. We've already spoken about doing that. Go to MetaMask and get it. Then get your Eclipse public address. The public address is this address here, the pub key, this one, this 3BCI. Then create a deposit. Obtain and set up a deposit.js script. So you want to go to this link, right? The link is already open for me here. But you go to that link. The first thing you want to do is to click on code here and copy this link. I would assume you have GitHub or Git rather installed on your system. So like do this before you do this process, do this and confirm. If you see Git version, then you're good to go. If you don't see Git version, you can just come here, install Git on fresh Mac. Just type this on Google. I could also paste this link in the description for you. Install Git, open the link. Okay, so Git for Mac installer, in my case Mac, and it opens here. You want to click on one of this. Although that is if you have Intel Mac. Blah blah blah. Where's the one for Silicon? Intel Universal. I think probably this would work. You can download that. Yeah, you can also install with Homebrew, right? So you can just do brew install Git, and it should work also. This is from your CLI, so you can just do brew install Git. This will probably download it again for me, and I didn't want that, but here goes nothing. As if you have Homebrew also. So while that is running, it'll probably take a bit of time because I don't have that version. So while that is running, we want to copy this guy. Copy it, come here. If only I could cancel this stuff. Let's give it a few seconds. You have 13 blah 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 blah. Yeah, whatever man. Just download my stuff. Let me get out of here. Fetching Git, downloading Git, already downloaded before, which is fine. Come on man, hurry up. now you want to run this stuff. I think it's done installing the gits. It's just doing some other updates. So you see I had 2.39.3. So if I do git version again, no, I still have the same version. Whatever, I don't really care. But then it should also install for you, right? Now you want to do git clone, and you paste this address you copied here, this one. So you paste it here. No, we don't want to clone the address here, so exit this. We don't want to clone it there. We want to clone it inside of I want to clone it in a specific folder. You can also do it here on your home screen, but in my case I have this folder I set up for it. It's just eclipse solana video. It's empty, so I want to go to this folder. That's where I want to do it from, right? So from where I am, I can do cd idea projects / so what I'm primarily doing here is I'm on this level here. You can see this idea project. This is where I am, idea project. So I'm doing change directory into idea projects. I'm on this root here, this folder. This is where I am here now. So I'm saying change. You can see here it's the root. So I'm saying change the folder to, or change my directory to this idea project / eclipse solana video. So come inside of here. So which is what I'm doing here now. So you can now see that it's no longer root. This is roots, but it's now eclipse solana video, which is fine. So if I do ls, like list files, there's nothing inside of the folder. It's empty. So I can now do my git clone. If you want to install this on your root folder, it's not a problem also. You don't have to do this setup. So what's that? Git clone, sorry, I didn't paste the link. So git clone this link, and you see the folder has appeared there, so it just downloads it quickly, which is fine. We want to now go into that folder, so we'll just do cd testnet deposits. Now we are in here. See, we're no longer in solana video, we're now in deposits. So inside from this deposit, the next step for us is to install yarn. So we already have npm. If you downloaded node, you should have npm also installed. To check, you can do node version. That shows 16.3. You can now do npm version 8.1. So you have npm. So just npm install globally, install yarn, and that should be quick. So we have yarn installed in our system, right? Now from here, the next step is we already have our faucets. Remember our test tokens from the faucet. The next step is we already have done this guy, so we don't need it again. We want to deposit. So the next thing is to do this yarn install. So we want yarn to install the dependencies for this deposit.js. So we'll just paste this here. You'd see you just install this folder now, node modules, which is fine. The final step is to copy this. We're going to be using it. So now I want to come in here. So you see I have the same thing here because I've done this once before. So we want to put your Solana address here. So your Solana address is the address that you generated at the beginning. So if you come here, we scroll back to the top, you can see one sec. Okay, yeah. So when you did this Solana keygen new force, right? If it's the first time you're doing it, you don't need the force. You're probably just gonna do this new, and that's fine. But the second time you need the force to override the existing one. So this is the address we need. This is your Solana address, wallet address. So you want to paste it here. After deposits, you paste your address. This is a static contract address. Then the amount in gray, you want to put 2 million because I was trying 1.5 million. Or yeah, sorry, I was trying 150,000, but it doesn't really work because of the balance. I want to do 2 million. The fee in gray can be 150, which is fine. Then your Ethereum private key is basically this Ethereum private key here, the one from your MetaMask, the new account you just created that has the Sepolia test tokens. So that's all you need. So you copy this guy, come here, boom, paste it. To run for a few seconds and then actually send the money or the test tokens. Transaction successful. If you copy this transaction hash and you come on Eclipse yeah, hey man, come on. You know, we'll just close everything to the right, because I don't think I need those stuff. So if you did this correctly, if you come here on this soul scan, Sepolia Ether scan, you can check here that it was correctly done. So you can see 38 seconds ago, right, transaction fee this, crash price this, and this is what we sent, 0.002. The next step is we can also check our account to confirm that the money was sent. So we can copy our address, you see 3BCI, and if we go to the Eclipse Explorer, you can paste this here. See, the account is actually existing, and yeah, so you can see the balance of the account, 0.002. All right, so that's good. The next step is to deploy the smart contracts, right? So we want to copy this. Now, if you can, I think I would say open a new terminal, because you basically want to have the service running at all times. So you can go to shell, new window, right? So you paste this here, Solana test validator, and it begins to run. So once it starts running, this is good. So leave this running. You don't want to touch it or close it, else some things don't run the way they're supposed to run. So it says in case the validator still fails to start, restart your computer, follow this following command. I can't really help you here because mine works. So I don't know what happens if it doesn't work. I guess we'll never know. So the next step is to clone the Hello World sample contracts project. Now I'll copy this here and paste it here. So remember, we're inside this folder, inside this testnet deposit. So I could have gone back to this root folder and have the Hello World project here. I could also do it inside of here, because why not? It's not like anyone is stopping me. So yeah, so I just click enter and it would create the folder here. What's the name again? Yeah, so we go in here, testnet deposit. So you can see some example Hello World. You can see example Hello World just created this now. And if we paste this also here, it should take us to the project. Yeah, so that's the project. So now the next step is we have cloned that. We want to change our directory into the Hello World directory, because that's our working directory. So from here we just do cd. Remember, we are in testnet deposits. See, we want to go into this folder now, like this. So we click this and enter. So you can now see we're in example Hello World, this folder. The first thing we want to do here is npm install. So we just copy this. It will install some packages. Just might take a little bit of time for most of all these installations if you're doing it for the first time. So while that is running, the next thing we want to do after that is to build our smart contract. So we just copy this guy, come back here and paste it. I think this particular one takes a while to go, but for me I already have this done, so it just recompiles the existing downloaded files again. So while that is running, the next thing we get to do is to deploy our program right on the testnet, on the Eclipse testnet. So we'll give this guy a few seconds to complete before we deploy. Okay, that's done. Next, I'm going to do Solana program deploy this program. This should be fast. So it says my account has insufficient funds for this. So if you get this error, you can see we're trying to deploy the program and the gas fee is insufficient. So we need to like top up the account. So I want to go back. So you can, so on your command prompt, you can just click up your arrow keys, click up, and it will show the commands you've pasted before. So I think the money I put here is not enough. Right, so we need to add one more zero to it, which is fine. Right. So I'll run this again. Oh crap, mode not found. Now I want to take a step backward, right? Want to take a step back and go to like the previous folder. So cd, how do you even do that again? So man, I've forgotten. Let me see. Guess we're all human finally. Okay, cd this. Okay, that's fine. Cd this. Alright, so we're back in testnet deposits, and this is where we want to actually do this because that's where we have our deposits, our deposit file, this deposit.js. So you see here, if we step back one step, we have our deposit.js here. So if I step back once, I can do this. So I press up again to review the existing command, click on this, and it runs successfully. Okay, that was good. Transaction successful. So we want to cd back into where we were before. So that is example hello world. Now we're back into this folder. Now what we want to do here is to run our command once again, to deploy the program once again. So if that was successful, we should have money in that account. So it's running now, which is good. Sending transaction, deploying the transaction, and then boom, we have it. So this is our program ID. This is basically your contract address for the program you just deployed, for the contract you just deployed. You want to copy it and keep it here. Let's just paste it somewhere here. That's fine. The next step is to start the projects. So if you remember, this is our account 3BCI. So we just want to do npm run starts, and it's starting, saying hello. So you see, using account 3BCI, that's like your wallet address. So this is the wallet that owns the contracts. So this is the wallet address. So it's using this account, paying for fees containing 0.01 SOL, which is what I have, to pay for fees there. So boom, you're done. At this point, you can copy the program ID, which is this guy, right? Copy the program ID and then go to this form, and you paste it here. That's all. Fill out the rest of the form and you submit it. So thank you for watching.